James the Mormon is in Studio B right now. James,
What's
welcome,
up?
man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
BYU Sports
awesome.
Nation. This is after countdown to kickoff on Saturday. You're a busy man these days.
My life is insanity. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm glad to be here.
That sounds like
Love
a
you
good
guys.
name of a track for the next album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make a note.
My
mental
My
note.
life is insanity.
Yes. Yes.
Now, let's talk about the dynamics of that, because I know that you explained a little bit to us on Countdown to Kickoff on Saturday night, but how do you come up with an anthem like that for BYU football and the planning process that goes behind that, and coordination with the athletics department and coaches and former players? And I mean, how does that all come together?
I think so. Last year, if you remember, we did Dreamin', and I think that that got our foot in the door. And then a lot of the things that we've been doing in the past year have just gotten the attention of a lot of important people up at BYU Athletics. Tom Holmoe, in particular, is a big fan of not just music, but really the purpose and mission of what Jamesthemormon is trying to do. And to be very honest with you, he's the one that led the way and kind of put me in the right places and let me talk to the right people and supported the whole thing.
That's awesome. How long did it take you to make the music video?
So the song took me an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
How?
Writing music is just like second nature. It's not hard. It's very simple.
Yes, it is, James. It's very hard.
Well,
False.
maybe if you're a rapper or musician, but I'm not. So for me,
We'll get to that later.
but the music video was grueling. It was getting all the people there, getting the cameras in place, we have a staff of 30 interns who really helped make this whole thing happen. We had two directors, Cameron Gade and Sam Wilder, who were doing it the whole time. And honestly, it was very, very hard, but very worth it. It was fun to make it.
When you're putting together shots in the music video, like when you're hanging outside of the car driving in front of the stadium and you're on the goalpost, and like we think that's awesome. It's probably a little bit scary, but how many takes do you have to shoot in those weird situations to get just the right look?
I would say each one was about 10. So yeah, we would probably we'd go through the song probably, half the song, 10 times, and it's really terrifying.
Hey, James, we're going to ask you to put your life on the line like 10 times, but it's going to look great, man.
Yeah. Hey,
just do it. Just
we don't have any funding, so there's no room for a stunt double. You know what I mean? I gotta risk my life for the people.
We've shot some commercials, and it can be kind of awkward, but we're not like singing in them. So I'd imagine it's fun, but also taxing and maybe even a little awkward to be like, okay, we're gonna blast this song. Hey, everyone, get pumped for like an hour straight. What's that process like? Oh
yeah, so I give it up to the people in the stands, because like they didn't have to be there. You know what I mean? It's not their video, and they were pumped for an whole hour. Me myself, because I'm performing it, each one was like giving it my all, and honestly, like at the end of it, I honestly just wanted to curl up in a ball. But it's like you have to do that to be able to show, your best performance in each take.
Who sent your favorite cameo in the video? Because we see Danny Ainge, and he's with Isaiah Thomas, and I think Gerald Wallace or Gerald Green.
Yeah.
And then Ty Detmer, Tom
Ziggy,
Holmoe,
Kyle
Ziggy
Van
Ansah,
Noy.
Kyle Van Noy,
Jeremy Guthrie.
Austin Collie. They're all over the place.
Yeah. I am equally appreciative of all of them, but I particular to Danny Ainge and Isaiah Thomas, because I thought that was really cool. They're not even BYU alum or Mormon, and then I thought Jeremy Guthrie, he really he went out there and he put on the BYU old school.
That dude's
jacket.
got some swag, man.
Yeah. I thought that was really dope. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so you say you're not a rapper.
Correct.
Explain this.
Okay, so and I'll probably be explaining this the rest. I set myself up for this, but I'm not a rapper because I don't pursue rap as a career. Like, for example, a person can be very, very good at cooking, right? But they're not a chef, you know what I mean? And doesn't make them, you know what I mean? I'm doing this for different reasons. I run 3 businesses on the side. Those are what makes my money. What comes in from Jamesthemormon goes back into Jamesthemormon to grow it for my biggest purpose, which is to show diversity in church, break down stereotypes, and open doors to people who might not have been willing to investigate.
What kind of progress have you seen in those arenas as you've really started to, put some more time and effort into this thing?
Specifically, my
To your
real
mission
purpose.
as James the Mormon.
Oh, I get messages every single day of people who are coming back to church, asking for copies of the Book of Mormon. People who have chosen not to take their own life because they can relate to it. Just all the things that I was hoping for are happening. And it's not really much of a surprise because I didn't want to be Jamesthemormon. I didn't want to do these things, but I was really asked to from above. And I was just listening to that, hesitant, but there's been a lot of cool things happening from it.
How do we get in your next video?
Just come. I mean, you could have been in that one. It was an open invitation.
Okay, that's the
That's
next
on
one.
you.
That is wow. Okay,
Throwing it
okay.
right back at us.
Wow.
It's your fault, Jerem and Spencer.
Yeah.
We needed more people.
My album's called "I'm Not an Extra." How did you become a BYU fan?
So I grew up overseas. I grew up in Russia, China, Taiwan, and graduated high school in Uzbekistan.
Wow.
So I'm not from Utah. I didn't grow up in Provo or anything like that, and my parents didn't go to BYU. But I went to BYU. I went to BYU Idaho, and really I became a BYU sports fanatic during Jimmer. And at that point, I was just like obsessed. And I don't know. That's just the beginning, and here I am.
Can we have a Jimmer song reliving the glory days one day? Have you thought about
I feel like
doing
there's
that?
one that's been done, and I don't want to step on toes.
You don't want to
know
step
what
on TJ's?
I mean?
His brother? Is
Teach
that
me
what
how to
you're-
Jimmer.
Oh, then
Oh, and
teach me how to Jimmer.
Jimmer.
That one was
Yeah.
the good one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I hope he's not watching.
He's not. What's your next project? I mean, what happens next in your My Life is Insanity career?
Yeah, so on Monday we're releasing a video for the church. So the church outsources a lot of stuff to me through LDS.net, and we're releasing one, 5 things that are really cool that Mormons believe, and then working on my album. A lot of cool features are going to be in that.
So a
and
second album.
I'm Not a Rapper too.
Nice.
I'm not a rapper too.
Yeah.
I love it. Very simple.
Can't wait.
Straightforward. James, we give all of our guests that come in the studio something we call the BYU Sports Nation Karma.
I
And
love karma.
generally,
It's good.
it just allows you to go and perform whatever it is you want to perform at a higher level. So we are now giving you the BYU Sports Nation Karma. It is transferring through a Gregorian chant, and we would like you to sign our Stretch Y flag as well.
Done. Karma. Love it.
James the Mormon.
James the
Great to
Mormon,
have you,
man.
man.
Yes.
Awesome song. What? By the way, what's the song up to on iTunes? What was the peak?
I think we peaked at 19 or 20.
Peaked at 19 or 20.
or
By the way,
20.
you're the first recipient of this brand new T-shirt for BYU.
Give
Sports
him the
Nation, by way.
swag!
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
got
is
it.
dope. I like the sleeves. Great
If
job.
you want to wear that in your next video, you can. Just saying. Up next on BYU Sports Nation, Cougar Whip Around Plus, Big Deal, No Deal.